It's not exactly making the most of your talent. And you're not even using your own voice in this next one.
Yeah, but it's paying.
Paying pretty well, too.
So? There's a lot of things you can get paid to do you shouldn't be doing. I mean, prostitutes get paid.
Excuse me? God, Bailey, are you comparing me to a prostitute?
No. No. That's not... I just think that you should give it some more thought before you commit to anything. Because think about it. What would you rather have people say? There's Sarah the musician, or there's Sarah the girl who sings about spot remover? I mean, one's really impressive, and the other's kind of embarrassing, right?
Yeah, let me give you our hotline. They can tell you where the nearest kitchen is. 800-392. Right. Okay. Good luck. If you're here to argue about what I said in the paper, don't bother.
I'm not. Look, I'm in trouble here. I need a truce or something. I need your help here.
You want my help? I'm an advocate for the poor, Charlie. I don't go out on a limb for people like you.
People like... What's that supposed to mean?
Salinger's. It's been there a couple of decades. Who started it, Dad?
Yeah, it was my father's. Why?
So how'd it work? You got to be 22 and Daddy called you into the study and said, son, I think it's time you take over the business. And boom, you're set for life?
I'm sorry, but who do you think you are?
This may be news, Charlie, but the world is full of people who haven't had their lives handed to them on a silver platter. Most have to struggle for what they have, and a lot of times in order to make it, they need people taking care of them.
And you can tell just by looking at me that I don't know anything about taking care of people.
Yeah, I can. What, you gonna tell me I'm wrong?
God, no. No, you're never wrong.
Float away with an arrow.
There's a side to you that craves nature and purity. A side that's sheer mullah fruit corner. But then, your sentimental side says mullah crumble is the corner to cozy in with.
There's your frivolous side, too. It yells that Mullah Crunch Corner is the chocolate taste to die for. Die for.
And what about your ritzy, glitzy, extravagant side? When all else fails, indulge yourself with Mullah Candy Corner. For every side of you, there's a corner.
To celebrate their centenary, EMI presents the sale of the century. 100 of the world's finest albums at incredible prices. Classic albums from David Bowie, The Beatles, Diana Ross, Blur, Pink Floyd, The Rolling Stones, The Pet Shop Boys, and lots more. The sale of the century at participating record stores now.
Did you honestly say this?
Beats me. What does it say I said?
Claudia Salinger disavowed her brother's action. If my father were alive, I doubt he would have handled it this way.
Wow. That sounds really... Well, I mean, I guess I said something like that, but not...
What is going on here? You think this is constructive? I mean, does this actually make you feel better about not going to the conservatory?
Since when do you care about how I feel?
Give me a break. You know I care. But you know what? Pulling stuff like this, stupid stuff like this, really does not make me more sympathetic. If anything, it only makes me more sure I made the right call. So grow up already, okay?
Hey, there you are. I left a message with your mom earlier. Wanted to catch a movie or something.
I had that recording session.
Wait, you're doing that? I thought we talked about it.
No, you talked about it and tried to talk me out of it, which is really weird.
Wait a second. I was just giving you a point of view.
Yeah, this is a really great opportunity, Bailey, which is why I can't understand why you wouldn't want to be supportive. Unless, I don't know, you're jealous or something?
Jealous? Please.
It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Really, I mean, if the situation were reversed and you were the one with something exciting going on, you know, I'd be as jealous as all hell. But I don't think I'd deal with it by trashing what you were excited about. I hope I deal with it by working really hard and making something exciting happen for myself. But I guess you don't do that anymore, huh? Work.
Excuse me? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You know, maybe it's Callie rubbing off on you. Because ever since you moved in, you sort of adopted her whole life philosophy. It's sort of this immediate gratification thing. You know, if it's not fun right now, blow it off, bag it.
Hey, Callie has nothing to do with anything, okay?
Well, you didn't used to be this way. You used to work for stuff you wanted. We both did.
Hey, where have you been? Big night. I did not bail you out so that you could go out and party. I did it so that you could work. I slept late, Sammy. Give me a break.
You're fired.
Right.
I'm serious, Alec. I'm not gonna let you keep doing this. It's not doing you any good, so yeah, you're fired. If you want to get your act together, cut out the drugs, the drinking, and all the other crap, then you can have a place back with me. But if you can't, forget it. No job.
So how am I supposed to pay rent and stuff?
You work it out.
I don't need you to work your shift tonight. No, I'm just cutting back on staff this weekend. Hopefully we'll be back up to full speed by next week. Right. Thanks a lot.
I feel really stupid. First thing I read when I was pouring my coffee this morning. Mr. Salinger took over management of the restaurant after his parents, Nick and Diana Salinger, were killed in a car accident in March of 1994. You could have told me I was wrong.
Yeah, you're easy to interrupt.
I'm sorry, I jumped to conclusions. So, 4 little sisters and brothers, my God.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to milk your sympathy, Grace, I have to lay off a few employees, so...
You're laying people off? Why?
Because with half my customers boycotting, I can't afford to pay full staff right now.
Listen, you don't need to do that. I think I know a way we can smooth this thing over.
Oh. Okay. I get it. Now that my parents are dead, now that I'm tragic as opposed to privileged, it's okay for you to care? Well, forget it. I don't want your help. I don't want to talk to you. And you know what? I don't want to give any more food to your organization either. I'm sick of this.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely the right way to deal with this. Take your food away from people who need it just because you're mad at me.
Man, Grace, you make it really hard to do the right thing. You know that?
I know. I know. Listen, is this place always this quiet between meals?
Yeah. Why?
How about if, instead of handing out doggy bags to the homeless, you serve them a meal here? Once a week between shifts. Couldn't hurt your image.
I can't afford to pay the staff to do that.
I have a file full of volunteers.
You couldn't have thought of this the day before yesterday?
Did you know that black is just a miserable color for a room? I mean, even with all the lights on, it's still really depressing. Professional painter should have mentioned that, don't you think?
Definitely. You want some help? I mean, I could go change.
Yeah, some help would be nice.
Okay.
Fellas.
The thing about wrestling is, it's not really what I want.
Yeah, so you said.
No, I mean, it's not my first choice. It'd be maybe my fourth or fifth. Only the first 3 or 4 things, they don't want me.
So?
So I was wondering, is it worth being on a team when you think that? When you'd rather be somewhere else?
Hey, barely half the guys in any sport feel the same way. How do you think I felt when they offered me this job? This is the worst team in the school.
And why'd you take it?
I took it because I needed the money.
That's inspiring.
I stayed because I realized I liked it.
Yeah, but if the University of Iowa called...
I kind of make it a philosophy not to wait for phone calls that aren't going to come. So, you going to run with us or not? Put on some sweats. I'll wait.
No dessert?
Allergic to strawberries. My throat closed up and I can't breathe.
Man, if I'd only known that a couple of days ago, I'd have slipped you a couple. Put an end to this whole mess.
Is there any more fruit salad?
Yes, sure.
Oh.
Fair enough.
So it looks like we're going to be done pretty early.
Yeah, another hour or so.
The theater down the street showing the Wild Bunch. I was thinking of going.
You like Westerns?
Oh, sure. Good versus evil and all that.
Wow. I gotta say, that's not what I would have guessed.
You, want to go?
To the movie with you?
Yeah, to the movie with me.
Yeah. Sure, why not? Definitely the weirdest version of dinner and movie I've ever experienced.
What did you do? Steal my job?
Yep. We got some on the walls, too. So, that was good today.
Didn't feel good. I'm not good at that sort of thing.
You were good today.
Yeah, I got this, sick feeling thing going on, you know?
That's just because you love him. It's okay to
struggle with it, you know. Remind me to tell you about my brother Charlie, because you kind of remind me of him.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Because I gotta tell you, in the 2 years that I've been doing this job, I've had my fair share of complaints. You know, delays, noise, but never the kind of violent, negative response that I've gotten on this job.
What, most people don't tell their roofers they hate them?
Then again, I haven't had many heart-to-hearts either. This is a weird job.
I'm not a princess, you know? If you knew anything about me, you would know I'm not a princess. So, can you see Marin from my roof?
On a clear night, yeah.
Can you take me up there?
Take you up on the roof?
Yeah. Come on, I want to see what you see.
I don't know, it's dangerous. It's awful high. What if you fall?
Well, then you catch me.
I wanna free fall out into nothing. I wanna leave this world for a while. Free falling, yes, I'm free falling. Free falling, I'm a free falling.
Okay, so you want famous faces. Will these do?
I mean, you're watching Steven Seagal.
Well done, Grasshopper.
So you're telling me that you were not surprised?
No, not at all. High-pounding movie action. Is this big enough? We'll even do your schmaltz.
Okay, Stacy and Sherry are not going to meet us. Apparently, they've decided to see each other.
But just don't ask about comedy.
Oh, security camera, cover your face.
Because you know Friday's still hottest on 4.
Showcasing the UK's hottest pop property next on 4, the latest cut from Geordie Boys Ant and Dec. It's their new single, Shout, in Fresh Pops, coming up.
Coming up on tomorrow's Bumper Big Breakfast, it's the Spice Invasion.
Yes, where we get the spicy lowdown on image, fame, friendship and love.
Spice up your morning on the Big Breakfast.
That's the Spice Girls on the bed with Vanessa, 7 till 9.
Want a mint? Try Wrigley's Extra sugar-free gum. All the great taste of a mint.
Hey, this is good.
And chewing's good for your teeth, too. Wrigley's Extra. All the great taste of a mint.
Go ahead. Baked potato chips, fruity things, biscuits, fruit, chocolate and cheesecakes, up to 97% fat-free. So go ahead with McVitie's.
So how do they look? They make my bum look big, don't they?
What bum?
Oh, come on, it looks enormous. Sticks out a mile.
You look great. It's a good job you don't have spots to worry about as well. We'll be here all night.
Johnson's Clean and Clear Cleansing Lotion is antibacterial and clinically tested to effectively remove everyday dirt and grease. So no matter what, you'll feel confident your skin is beautifully clean and clear.
So?
Now that is the one.
Great. Are you sure?
Clean and clear and under control.
Manic Street Preachers. Best album, best British group. Track it down. At our price.
Love is a game that's easy to start.
You know I see other people still, right?
You don't fool me.
But hard to finish.
We made the connection, and when you make the connection, it's like chemistry takes care of itself.
You're spazzing off on me.
I'm a little late this month, that's all I'm saying.
How does this stuff get so complicated? I don't know. Janet, you rock my world.
The bittersweet taste of romance starts a season of Matt Dillon movies in singles. Sunday at 10 on 4.
Joining the Ginger One this week, comedian Paul Merton plus the boys from Aerosmith and Elegantly Wasted in Excess.
Yes!
It's the big one this Friday night at 6.
Hello, Armand. And I'm Declan, and this is Fresh Pop. Stay tuned for our new video, which will be coming up in a minute or so. But before that, those people at Fresh Pop can't be bothered to ask us any questions, Dick. So we've got to do it ourselves. Lazy. Get your bit of paper out. Right, they've written all the questions down here, and I've got to ask Dick, right? So Dick. Yes. The question for you. Yes. What's more important, music or the TV career? Very good question. Very, very good question. I couldn't really choose between either one. I'm enjoying both of them a lot. As you know, Ant and Dec Unzipped on Tuesdays on Channel 4, 6:25. It's all going very well. And we've got the new single out this week, and we've got an album coming out in April, and that's, I'm really excited about that too, so I'm afraid I can't choose. Can you not? No. Okay, ask me one then. I'll ask you one. If you could meet anyone in the world, who would it be and why? Now, Peter Beardsley, he's a footballer, plays for Newcastle United, if you didn't know. And I've been a fan of his for years, and I'd like to meet him. Obviously. I've met him before though, yes. So I'm cheating a bit. But I met him before, and I was so sort of starstruck that I couldn't ask him anything because I just froze. So I'd like to meet him again and actually talk to him this time. Me too. But Declan, yes. What music do you listen to when you're at home alone? In the rain's lashing down on the windows, and just put a CD on. Put a CD. What will that CD be? I'm listening to a lot of 60s music at the minute. Things like Donovan, the Yardbirds, the Divine Comedy, some new stuff, Divine Comedy Space. Lots and lots of stuff really. Quite a wide array. This is just popping into my head. Yes. Are you touring at the moment? Well, what a good question. What a very good question. We'll be touring in May. We've got a UK tour. I've got a UK tour coming off in May. Will you mate? Well, I'll be on there singing me songs. Really? I may bring a friend to do the rappy bits in the middle of the song. Okay. But are the tickets on sale now? The tickets are on sale now. Are they? Yeah. Shock horror. Shock horror, but it's going to be fun for all the family. Aside from the Ant and Dec show. Yeah. What's your favourite TV programme and why? I've got lots of favourite TV. I love EastEnders because it's a top soap. I like stuff like The Likely Lads, Morecambe and Wise because they're comedy heroes. Harry Enfield. Harry Enfield, very funny. Very Fast Show. The Fast Show, very funny. Would you like to answer any Alan Partridge, I like him as well. But I like stuff like The Twilight Zone as well. Spooky stuff. Twilight Zone's better than The X-Files. Do we get on with each other or do we argue a lot? No, we get on. That was a very bizarre question. It was on there. I'm sick of that. That's enough. I'm sick of that. Introduce the video. Okay, this is Ant and Dec, and this is our video. Shout.
Start screaming, just be bold. Everybody likes to see the freaks explode. They always know better than you, but they never really know what to do. The situation's like a loaded gun. If you don't wise up, you could be the one. Nobody really likes your way, but hey man, doesn't matter anyway. You talk and talk, their minds made up. You beg and pray. The only way they're gonna listen today. Shout, come on, let it out. 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 inside, it will make you cry. I still think this is one big joke, but there's kids on the street and they're getting smoked. The news brings you down, hey, what can I say? Go and turn it up, but there's no getting away. Never paid attention to the man at stake, but you better pay attention now, cause it's too late. You talk and talk, their minds made up. You beg and pray, the only way they're gonna listen today. Shout, come on, let it out. Shout, come on, let it out. Shout, come on, let it out. Shout, come on, let it out.
Do you like that?
I like that. Did you?
I like that. I like that.
Good. One last question.
Yeah.
Where do you see Ant and Dec going from here?
Home, probably.
Home? All right,
it's all finished. That was Shout, that was Ant.
That was Dec.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have a nanny, but how do you know what she's doing with your children?
So I figured, let me see what's going on.
In America, parents are spying on their nannies.
I never, ever expected to see her beating the kids.
Now the spy cameras are coming here.
The bottom line is I'm a mother, and those are my kids. And if there are any legal or ethical issues, I really don't care.
Big Brother or Caring Mother, 3D, Thursday at 7:30 on ITV.
Is there a crisis looming in British waters?
Cod, herring, mackerel and plaice are all teetering on the brink of collapse.
In the past 50 years, the amount of fish landed by British boats has halved, and stocks are depleting rapidly. Is there any way to turn the tide? The Goldring Audit investigates, Saturday at 8 on 4.
Now at 7 o'clock, the latest Channel 4 news with Jon Snow and Zainab Badawi.
The Conservatives sound the death knell of the state pension as we know it, but do their figures add up? Good evening. The Conservatives are promising what they call a pensions revolution to combat a threatened explosion in the number of people drawing the pension. The plan relies on increased personal pension plans, private pension companies and government guarantees. But we can reveal that members of the government's own pensions inquiry team believe the Conservatives' claim of a pensions time bomb is wrong, that the main growth in pensioners has already happened. Tonight, can we still afford the state scheme? And is the Tory plan privatisation or, as ministers claim, personalisation of pensions? We talk with the Secretary of State, Peter Lilly. Also tonight, 2 exclusive reports. Here we report from inside the Personality Disorder Unit at Ashworth Secure Hospital. Its director speaks candidly of the pornographic tapes and where the previous regime went wrong. And later from Antarctica, wildlife under threat, the dire consequences of the effects of global warming on the continent's native residents.
In the other news headlines tonight, the civil unrest in Albania is spiralling further beyond government control with reports of armed clashes near the Greek border. Our correspondent at the scene has the first eyewitness accounts of the fighting as rebels seized tanks in the southern town of Saranda. A government minister has admitted misleading Parliament over tests carried out on animals found dead during the Gulf War. Pesticides can't be ruled out. And a controversial shipment of nuclear waste has arrived at a dump in northern Germany amid ferocious battles between riot police and thousands of anti-nuclear protesters.
So, less than 40 days before the election campaign, the Prime Minister has launched an initiative which could last into the next 40 years. Mr. Major revealed plans for the most radical overhaul of state pensions since the system began, affecting the next generation of workers. Under the proposals, the new individual schemes will be managed by the private sector, but guaranteed by the state. Labour described it as a chilling prospect for hard-working families. In the first of two reports, our political editor Eleanor Goodman looks at Mr. Major's proposals and why he believes the present system has to go.
Pensions are an extremely sensitive political issue, for they affect every single voter. Today's workers pay the pensions of those already retired. The problem is the number of retired is growing in relation to the workforce, and politicians of all parties believe that voters aren't prepared to pay the level of taxes required for the basic state pension necessary to provide a comfortable retirement. So today, Mr. Major promised a revolution in pension provision. It will mean the end of the state-run pension. In its place, a system in which people build up their own personal pension funds, with the government making contributions and acting as a guarantor and regulator rather than as the basic provider.
We are personalising the asset so that it has a personal ownership, but we are offering a state guarantee of the basic pension uprated in the future. So it is not a question of privatising. We are not privatising the pension, we are personalising it.
Every individual will have their own personal pension fund, which will be invested for them privately. The government will pay into it £9 a week as a rebate from national insurance contributions. This should provide the full basic state pension, currently £61.15, which is guaranteed to increase in line with inflation as now. In addition, the government will pay in another 5% of earnings to finance a second earnings-related pension, which would replace SERPs. Together, this should provide someone on average earnings with a tax-free pension of £175 a week. In addition, an individual could make their own contributions to the pot and thus increase their final pension. The contributions wouldn't be tax-free as now, thus saving the government money in the medium term, but the pension would. The result, Mr. Major claimed, would be a pension plus. It won't, as he was careful to emphasise, affect existing pensioners, or indeed anyone over about 25. But it would, he claimed, allow young people to benefit from the growth in the economy.
Gradually, across a generation, this scheme will enable us to switch the financing of our state pensions to savings and investment funded from reductions in national insurance contributions rather than by current taxes and charges at the time the pensions are paid. Not only will that benefit the next generation of pensioners, but it will mean that in due course, by the middle of the next century, we will be gradually removing most of the £50 billion cost of pensions that would otherwise be borne by the current taxpayers of that time.
This is not the first time Mr. Major has tried to reform the pension system. He was part of the team which introduced the package in the 80s, encouraging people to opt out of the state earnings-related scheme and make their own private provision. Since then, nearly 70% of employees have taken out either occupational schemes or personal pensions. But not everyone has been happy with their private schemes. Some groups, such as nurses, felt they did better inside the state system than outside because of the costs involved. Nevertheless, Frank Fields, the Labour chairman of the Social Security Committee, is one of a number of experts who've looked at the system and concluded that state pensions alone can't provide the answer. But he disagrees with the government's reliance on the private sector.
What this scheme does do is maximise the risks involved in us drawing a decent pension. It may pay off handsomely, but it might not. And if it doesn't pay off, then taxpayers will have to pick up the bill.
Thank you very much. Means under the Tories, the threat of insecurity hangs over people in retirement in the future. You cannot trust the Tories with your pension. When pensions are to be privatised for young people, when there is greater risk and insecurity now